All right, the second lesson for the day in this block week, except for period 5, is basically just combining all of our factorings together. This is the homework. If you want to go ahead and print it out, you can. These are the factorings that we've done throughout the year. Number 1, always look for the GCF. Number 2, difference of squares is going to look like that. 2 perfect squares subtracted, and it'll factor into a plus b, a minus b. The trinomials, all of them can be done this way, but remember you have perfect square trinomials you can look for. First and last terms have to be perfect squares. Remember square, square, double the pair. The new method we learned the other day, sum and difference of cubes. We have a plus or a minus. Remember your SOAP, which stands for same, opposite, always positive, and that just refers to the signs. Same, opposite, always positive. Then the grouping that you should have learned earlier today. I don't see any grouping on here. It's all right, just watch for them. But number 1, always look for the GCF. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 3, because I see right away a GCF. They both have a common factor of 50. So I'm going to take out that 50. And when I do that, I'm left with 4x squared minus 1. But what I notice in this, what's left in the parentheses, is a difference of squares. The difference of squares looks like this. So if I can figure out what A is and what B is, I just plug them into that formula. It's just the square root of each term. So A is 2x and B is 1. And according to this, it's just A plus B, A minus B. But don't forget your 50 there. 50 is still there. So 50 times A minus B times A plus B. And that is factored completely. Always try and factor completely. I'm going to do a difference of cubes here. And I wrote down the perfect cubes here. If you want to write those down, you can pause and write them down. You need to learn those and recognize them. I see an 8 and a 27 on the list. 8 is the second one. 27 is the third one. So if you take the cubed root to find the A and the B, the cubed root of that, because A is the second one on the list, it's 2x. And B, 27, is the third one on the list. And according to our rule for, in this case, it's a subtraction, so a difference of cubes, starts with A minus B. And there's my A and there's my B, so A minus B. Then it says take A and square it. If you square 2x, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Remember your SOAP, same, opposite, always positive. The next term would be A times B. 2x times 3y would be 6xy. Always positive, that last term. And the last term is just b squared. Notice it's b squared for both of them. Always plus b squared. This is always a times b. This is always a squared. Just need to focus on those signs. So b squared, 3 times 3 is 9. Y times y is y squared. Okay, one more, 41. I notice right away it has a common factor of 4. So I take out the 4, but I notice 8 and 1 are both on this list. So they're both perfect squares. X to the third is a perfect square. So A, just the cubed root of that would be 2x. B is the cubed root of 1, which is 1. Or where is it on the list? It's the first one on the list. So don't forget your 4. So now the next one is A minus B. So 2x minus 1 times A squared. 2x times 2x would be 4x squared. Change the sign, so it's opposite sign there. A times B, 2x times 1 would be 2x, and the last term's always positive, and it's just b squared. So there's some examples of some factoring. It's nice to be able to spot, like this has a GCF, this has a GCF, that doesn't, but 2 16's on the list, so I'm thinking cubes, perfect cubes. 8 is the GCF, GCF, no GCF, no GCF, no GCF. look for those first and then see if you can spot what kind it is. All right, so finish that up and submit that. Have a good day.